Now, how do you prepare for yourself to go overseas? The first thing I want to talk about is that you can have everything else. If you don't have the first point, no one will consider you. Okay, you need to have an internationally recognized and accredited teaching qualification or bachelor's degree. All right, and we'll look at some options later on the next slide. Okay, but that's something for you to consider. Many schools ask for evidence of language proficiency. That's the IELTS or the TOEFL certification and results. All right, you need to register with a reputable or recommended teacher recruitment agency. All right, because they normally will help you to find those jobs. And currently, these places like Teacher Horizons, they have a bunch of jobs on their books because schools are now looking for teachers because many of the teachers have decided to go back home as a result of COVID. All right, make sure, guys, and this is so important, make sure that you've researched the country. Let's say, for example, you have a problem with diabetes, all right, but the country has limited supplies of medication, and you need to you'll need to make sure that you bring your medication from home and those kind of things. Please make sure that you do your research before going to a country. You don't want to go there and find out later that they will not be able to assist you with your medical or other conditions. All right. Make sure that you have the necessary information regarding visas and residence. Certain countries, especially coming out of COVID, have limitations on residence and visas. Make sure you know what they are. I know many people tell you that you'll need to have 6 months validity on your passport. However, when you start to work on applying for a job, you need to give yourself an 18-month to 24-month window on your passport validity. So it's safe to say, make sure you have 2 years validity on your passport. Many countries are now asking for police clearance certificates. Start early with getting those in place, because you don't want to be applying for them a week before you apply for the job, because some of them take up to 3 months to get to you. Okay, and lastly, one of the things that we'll be looking at later is make sure you check out the attestation, and this is where you attest your certificates by the government departments in your country. All right, and it's important that you go through an organization that will be able to do it for you and get it stamped by your local government, but also the embassy of the country that you go into. Lastly, and this is very important, I know everyone's looking for the best jobs out there, but please be aware of scams. There's a number of scams. No reputable hiring company or agency or school will ask you to pay any money. Okay, no school or agency will ask you to pay money. So if there's anyone asking you to pay money, it's a scam. Okay, all right, guys, thank you very much for that. Now,
so excuse me,
yes,
can we get the list of schools which are where we'll get to know that these are the schools which you can apply for?
Right, and this is what I'm saying to you, that you will need to go through an agency, okay? Like I said, like Teacher Horizons, and every agency has a different list. There's millions of schools, hundreds of thousands of schools in the world, all right? And they're all looking for, but you need to be looking at what's available through these agencies. So that's my advice to you. Okay, so guys, I was saying that the one deciding factor, the first thing they look for before they even consider you, is to have an internationally recognized and accredited teaching qualification. Okay, and this is where Suraasa can come in to assist you. So how can Suraasa help you in getting this? Let's have a look at a couple options. Suraasa offers 2 different options. All right, the first one is a bachelor's level UK level 6 qualification called the PGCTL, which is a professional certificate in teaching and learning. Okay. The other one is, as lifelong learners, many people want to improve themselves and get better at things like lesson planning, engagement of students, differentiation, assessment. We offer a range of continuous professional development courses. Now, why would we want to choose Suraasa? There's a couple of reasons at the bottom. It's awarded by the ATHE and Ofqual in the UK. It's accepted by KHDA in Dubai. It's being recognized by more and more nations as a formal qualification, and it's trusted by many international schools as a formal teaching qualification that meets global standards. Now, let's have a look a little bit at the PGCTL. Like I said, it meets the teacher qualifications, the requirements for teacher qualification in many nations, including having those international bodies accredited like the Ofqual and ATHE. But here's some things for you to consider as to why you want to do the PGCTL. It's self-paced and online. The classes allow you to study from anywhere, anytime, using a student-friendly app. So this is a qualification where people teach you and they give you resources. But let's look at a few other reasons as to why the PGCTL.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yes.
Sir, is this qualification required for teaching above class 12 students also?
This is a qualification required to teach in a school.
Only in schools.
All right. And Suraasa does offer a level 7 qualification, which will allow you the opportunity to get a master's in teaching and learning, which will allow you to either go into school leadership or be able to apply that in a post-school setting. So if you really want to find out more about that, I'll be sharing some information in a few minutes, okay?
So,
Is B.Ed mandatory for this qualification?
No, that's the good thing. You don't need to have a B.Ed to sign up for the PGCTL because it is an equivalent to the B.Ed, okay? The next thing is that this program offers you employability enhancement. That means by the time you get into the 4th month of the program, you start to get connections with schools and you can start looking at plotting your way.
sir, if I want to teach physics in PGT,
Yes.
then I can by PGCTL.
Yes, and I'll explain that to you shortly. Okay, good question. So keep that question because that's coming up in the next slide. Now, one of the things that makes the PGCTL different from many other teacher training courses is that you get a lifelong skills portfolio that you can take with you anywhere in the world and showcase 3 things. Number one, you can showcase your expertise, but you can also showcase who you are, your strategies and resources to potential employers when you go for applications and interviews. Okay, so this is something you build up. And how do we use it? We use the assignments are so well designed that they actually create whatever you produce at the end of the assignment now becomes part of your skills portfolio. And the last thing is, for me, such an amazing catch because it's only 10 months. So it's not years and years and years of experience, but it's a qualification that actually is accelerated because you need to be working intentionally and fast through those 10 months. All right. And the cool thing is that it's internationally accredited and it's equal to a bachelor's level qualification. So here's some other benefits, which I will share with you when you get the qualification, but the one I want to, when you get the presentation from me, but here's the one thing I want to pick on: job opportunities. Having a PGCTL expands your opportunities. So if you're interested in this, here's an opportunity for you to think about it. So to answer your question, sir, you asked about physics, right? The PGCTL allows you to accumulate approximately 109 credits, okay, which will allow you to do basic teaching in any classroom in the world. But as a specialist teacher, you'll need to collect or earn an additional 12 credits, okay? And those 12 credits are also included in as one of our qualifications, and that'll allow you to become a specialist teacher. So does Suraasa help you to become a specialist teacher? Yes, absolutely. Okay. And these are the overview. These are the 10 modules that are covered. And I'd like to encourage you to look through these 3 sites. Okay. At this point,
Yeah.
yes.
David, I have a question for you.
Yes, Raju.
Yeah, I'm a CELTA qualified teacher. And
Yes.
what good does this course do to me if I take it up?
Right. Obviously, if you're CELTA qualified, it's more language based, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This qualification allows you to be held up against some of the international requirements for effective pedagogy. So there are certain things that come with a Bachelor of Education that only come with a Bachelor of Education. Differentiation, assessment, stretch and challenge, all of those things, how to design your assessments, that comes with the program, which makes you valuable to any school that you may be joining. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, good. I'm a mentor at Suraasa, and I want to share with you what happens behind the scenes. As soon as you connect with a mentor, the mentor is the person that will give you information about your current qualification, your aspirations, and where you want to teach, the fit of the PGCTL to your needs, and other information related to, for example, will the PGCTL be something that you'll be able to manage with your current workload or things that are going on in life at the moment. And these are extremely important. Yes, go on.
Sir, can I ask the question, please?
I'm going to be opening up for questions, unless it's absolutely linked to what I'm showing you at the moment. I'm going to be opening up to questions in about 3 or 4 minutes.
No, actually, I just wanted to know that I'm not a teacher, but I'm planning to begin my career in teaching. So I'm looking for a proper teacher training course or certification. So do you think like PGCTL would be a good course for me?
Absolutely. So here's the thing, right? It's a program that teaches you to become a effective pedagogical effector in your classroom. That means, in simple terms, it prepares you with the skills that makes you a good teacher and someone that can help students learn effectively. So my answer to your question is absolutely. We do not need an addition. We do not need a previous teaching experience or qualification for you to take on the PGCTL. Here's the reason why. Because the PGCTL will teach you all the skills you'll need to learn, and that skills, the profile, the portfolio that I mentioned earlier is going to be a collection of all of the skills that you would have learned during the course that you will prove that you have now learned the practical aspects of teaching. And this will be something that's the value add of the PGCTL. Does it answer your question, ma'am? Yeah? Okay,
Sir,
good. Right.
Sir, I want
will
to ask one more question.
Okay, go on.
Sir, is PGCTL is common for all teachers? Because if I want to specialize in physics, how it can help me to specialize in physics?
Right. So basically, remember what I said earlier, there is so if you have an opportunity to go to the brochures, there will be more information provided to you, but let me give it to you in a nutshell. Okay, the PGCTL is a basic bachelor levels qualification that prepares you with the pedagogic skills that you will need to teach in a classroom. However, we do offer a specialized add-on to the PGCTL, which will allow you to specialize in a subject area like physics. So basically, you will add on credits to the PGCTL that will allow you to specialize in that subject area. Does it answer your question, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, good, no problem. Okay,
Sir,
so
I'll just put you one question. I'm already into teaching field, into coaching centers. And
right,
now I want to teach into class 9, 10, 11, 12 subjects like business studies, commerce, economics.
right.
So for that also, I'm already a chartered accountant with specialization in accountancy also, economics also, and MCOM also and MA also.
Right. So basically, do you have a teaching qualification at the moment?
No. I
Okay.
don't carry any BEd degree
Right.
as such.
In order for you to become a teacher anywhere in the world, you would need to have a you'll need to have a qualification in teaching, like a Bachelor of Education. This is where the PGCTL will come in to equip you to have those skills, but also Suraasa offers the specialist program, which allows you to teach or to specialize in certain subject areas.
So you suggest that we should do both. Say I want to become a subject teacher, so first I should do this course also, and I should simultaneously do a subject specialist course.
Yes, but remember, it's going to be an add-on. It's not going to be a full-on. It will not be an additional course like a full, like a degree course. It'll be just an add-on modules that you will be adding on to your PGCTL, which will allow you, like a doctor becomes a specialist, right? He adds on to his degree. That's what's going to happen here in this case. Does it answer your question?
Will that help me in the employability of schools in the subject special category?
Absolutely. Because I mean, at the end of the day, if you have a qualification and an additional certificate to show that you have specialized in a subject area within the context of a teaching qualification, then you have the requirements that are needed by international schools and local schools for you to become a teacher. Does it make sense?
Correct. Sir, do we have offline or online mode of learning?
Remember, it's online and offline. Basically, online as in you will be having classes, okay? But I don't want to give you too much of information. My colleague has shared a link on the chat in the chat room. I'd like to encourage you, sir, to speak to one of our mentors, and they will answer all your questions for you. Okay?
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.